I'm Fabiola, and today we're going to be talking about how to stick to your diet during the holidays. So the holidays are coming. Oh my gosh. This year is the first year that I am actually going to really go through the holidays, sticking to my actual lifestyle change and trying to make sure that I continue my weight loss and everything. So, I figured what better video to make for people who are in the same position as myself, so that you and I can go through the same thing together and really make it through into 2021. And we won't be the people saying we're going to start our New Year's resolution with a weight loss. The first thing we have to realize is that a plan is necessary. A plan needs to be in place, because if you don't have any plan, then you're gonna derail quickly because you don't have like a backup plan or anything. And so the first thing is that planning. I have sat down and planned all my meals already for the holidays and what I'm gonna be eating on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. With everything that's happening, cases going up, definitely going to be keeping a distance. However, there's definitely family members that I still do see. And so for that reason, I know they're gonna have nice little treats at their house and things that I love to eat, but I wanna make sure that I'm ready for that type of situation. So meal planning is important. Meal planning starts with sit down and write it down. I personally keep a planner. This is my planner that I keep, and I write all my meals in every week. In this planner, I write down the meals I'm gonna be eating. I write down my grocery list. I actually even keep a little chart for my weight loss, so it just kind of stays in the focus of my mind. I keep the weather in here because I still, for my workouts, I can see what the weather's gonna be like each day. And then I write little notes for myself to remember certain things about that day. It just helps me to see like if there was like a spike or an increase. But the first step, like I was saying, was for meal planning. This is a happy planner, so if anybody asks, this is really awesome. This is an example. I have my meals written down throughout the week, and then like I said, at the bottom here, I'll keep like little notes about the weather. I have my little weight loss little chart that I created here, and you probably can't see this, but I have a grocery list that I started for the week, and that's what I'll do. And this is a calendar, so I'm going to flip to the pages where I have actually the holidays coming up, and I'm going to start writing out what my meal's gonna be looking like, what my week's gonna be looking at like, and get all of that. Honestly, probably the best thing is to do all your grocery shopping at least a week in advance of those days, because I know there's things that we can get that we can store here in the home, and then there's things that you can get that you can just, you have to get before time, So that's definitely the first step. The next thing I'm gonna say is chop your vegetables up. This has been so beneficial to my weight loss process, I can't even tell you. I get my vegetables into the home and everything is prepped, every single thing. I chop up my onions and I store up in containers. I chop up the leeks that I like to eat. I store in containers. I chop up cucumbers for the week. Everything is chopped up and stored in containers. Probably the only thing I leave out and chop at that time or prep at that time is tomatoes, for example. I don't like my tomatoes to get soggy, so I leave them as is. But any vegetable that I know that can really sustain and be placed into a container, I do that. So then during the week, as I'm cooking and making things to eat for myself, it's a simple grab. I've removed completely a step that can slow you down, but it's a simple grab, throw it in the pan, saute, do what I have to do, or start baking whatever I need to bake. But all my vegetables are already prepped and ready to go for the week. And I highly suggest that you do that Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, New Year's week. Chop up all your vegetables. If you're eating fruits on your diet, make sure all your fruits are prepped in the refrigerator, ready to go, something that you can grab and make it quick and easy. I think the most important thing about being successful on a diet is making everything ready to go. when I think, for me, I had to change the way I thought, and I really live by the concept, you change your thinking, you change your behavior, you change your life. And that's exactly how I feel this year, is that my life has changed because I've changed the way I think and approach, weight loss. So I make sure I prep all my meals, all my vegetables, everything is ready to go, and it's easy for me to grab. I have a 2-year in the house, so I don't, sometimes I don't have the time to every single day chop or prep or whatever I'm gonna do for my meals. So it's so much easier to chop up all my vegetables, fruits. I'm telling you, it's gonna be easy for you, because when it comes to actually saying I'm gonna have to cook this meal, it's already done. And I'm gonna tell you something, meal prepping, like I did the meal prepping on a Sunday, where you would cook all your meals. That is overwhelming for me. I did it, it's too much. It's just overwhelming. I more so like to either prep the night before, or maybe 2 days in advance, do 2 days worth of food for myself. But to sit and spend a whole day cooking, it's just not my thing. And everybody has to find their thing. I'm just giving tips that work for me and possibly could work for you. So it's the same thing. I personally will prep the vegetables at least at the beginning of the week. And then from there throughout the week, I can just grab what I want and bloop, 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 throw in the pan and keep it. Next step is make sure that, especially if you're gonna stay home or if you're gonna go and visit family, and this is right now we're in the midst of COVID, so maybe a lot of people are not going to visit family. But for those of you who will be visiting family, or if you're going to be staying home, I'm going to tell you, if you want to overeat on the good foods. So make sure you make enough to have seconds, because then that's going to help you. When you finish that meal and then you're like, oh, make enough for seconds. It's not going to kill you to eat a little more extra tomatoes or extra onions for that day, I promise you, or a little bit more ground turkey that day. So make a meal that has seconds to it, and what's the worst that could happen? That you only eat the one plate, and then from there tomorrow, guess what? You have extra food. But if you want to eat seconds that day, you can, and you're not actually And if today if that same day on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, you want to eat seconds, you're not eating the bad foods because you have enough of the good foods. And I will say, make meals that you really like. Make your favorites. I learned a recipe from my sister. It's this turkey spaghetti squash, turkey meatball spaghetti squash, and it's so good. It's so to die for. It's awesome. That's gonna be one of the meals that I make. She makes a tomato dish that I begged her to make, and that's gonna be one of the meals that I asked her to make. So what I would say is make the meals that you like, and make sure that they're ready and available. No matter what, always do your workouts. No matter what, even if you did go off track or anything like that, always do your workouts, no matter what. Stay on track. There's no reason to get off track, even if you happen to cheat or eat something that's out of your plan. Just still do your workouts. I promise you. That's the one thing. Like, we get so caught up in, oh my God, I cheated and now I feel bad. No. Hey, you ate food. Food is food. And I really don't believe in the concept of cheating, because there's no such thing as cheating. Food is food. It's not a bad thing. You ate. So just keep going. Get up and go do your walk, do your exercise, do your run, do your swim, whatever it is that you do, still go out and do it, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna help too. So make sure you just stay consistent with your work. One trick that helps me is that I do a gallon of water every single day. So I don't know about anybody else, but it's very helpful for me, because with the gallon of water that I take in every single day, I tend to get quite full. So I really only make it through the meals that I plan to eat for the day, and then I have the gallon that I really want to always make sure I get in for the day. But if you don't drink that much water and you're not doing a gallon, what I would say is always drink water before you eat your meal. because that's going to help you to get full. It's already going to bring your belly to a point that's full. So make sure you drink at least an 8-ounce glass of water before you eat your meal, because then that will bring your belly to a point where it's starting to get full, and then you eat your meal and you're going to feel the sense of you're going to feel satisfied, that satisfaction in your stomach. So that's one thing I would say. Drink water before your meal, and this is going to help to get that full feeling. Important tip that I can give you is keeping the reason very clear in your mind of why you're on a diet. Keep it very clear in your mind. And the way I do that for myself is that I keep a picture of myself of when I was heavier. I keep a picture of that. And when I have moments where I feel like, okay, I really want to break down, I look at that picture. It's a physical reminder of me. And it's like, do I really want to break my diet? And for me, I always go to that picture when I do, a physical reminder of what I looked like and how I felt, because that's what I'm thinking at the moment when I look at the picture. I look at how I looked, and I also think about how I felt. And I actually even have a video that I look at of myself that I recorded. And I remember I was very sluggish, tired. So that's something that helps me. So I think one of the things to help you is to keep either a picture or a reason, your reasons, your daily affirmations. Think about what you started out your day with, and think about your end result. Like, what is this going to bring you? And don't give yourself a reason like, oh, it's just one day. Exactly. Look at it, change the way you think. It is just one day. Like, why do we have to indulge in something when we know that we're working on something that's bigger and better than this, So think about it that way. Change the way you think. It's just one day. I'm definitely going to always preach that. Change the way you think, you change your behavior, you change your life. If you change the way you think, you change your behavior, and you change your life. So it's just one day, guys. You don't need to necessarily lose yourself on a turkey. You've had turkey for many years now. You've had stuffing and all the fixings for many years. And I'm gonna tell you something, in the end game, when you get to that point where you've reached where you wanna be, and then you go into a place of maintenance in your weight loss goals, guess what? You will be able to eat that turkey and everything else, because that's the whole purpose of maintenance, is that you can be able to, basically work your meals so that you increase fats and lower fats in order to still achieve weight loss. So it's just one day, guys. So I hope what we discussed today is going to be helpful tips that will help you make it through your weight loss goals through this holiday. I know it's going to be tough, but change the way you think about it. If you change the way you think, you change your behavior, you change your life. And just think about it like, the benefits will be great. Thanks for coming, and see you next time.